The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome everyone. Welcome to the webinar marathon week, the preview of Inogic's latest innovations to be showcased at Microsoft Power Platform Conference and Community Summit. As a part of the marathon, today's webinar is one of our latest offering, the Business Process Checklist, the Microsoft Playbooks alternative for creating scalable sales processes within the Dynamics 365 CRM. Before we proceed with this engaging session, let me outline the webinar logistics for everyone's convenience. All the participant lines will be muted throughout the session. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them using the chat window, and be rest assured, I'll do my best to answer as many questions as possible considering the time constraints. My name is Ninad, and I'm the business development manager at Inogic. Speaking of Inogic, a trailblazing service provider and ISV with an illustrious legacy spanning over a decade, our unwavering commitment to excellence has led us to craft 15 plus exclusive Dynamics 365 products, setting us apart from the rest. Our presence is not only vibrant but also deeply cherished. Our blogs have garnered immense popularity and appreciation from the Dynamics 365 community peers. We diligently create productivity apps that simplify the life of a CRM user by reducing the cumbersome processes into seamless, efficient steps. Just a glimpse of our impressive lineup of cutting-edge applications. Mapletics, sorry. Mapletics is a Microsoft Dynamics 365 certified gem. It empowers businesses worldwide to visualize, plan, and analyze CRM data on maps. With features like territory management, route optimization, and smart appointment planning, it is truly revolutionizing how businesses make decisions. One app that holds a very special place in my heart is the subscription and recurring billing management. It's a robust platform uh, which empowers subscription-based businesses with seamless management of recurring billing processes within the Dynamics 365 CRM. Beyond creating these awe-inspiring applications, we are also a trusted SI. We stand ready to assist partners and customers alike with top-notch offshore development services. Whether it's customization or groundbreaking ideas, we are here to bring your vision to life. Inogic is more than just a company. We are a force of innovation fueled by our passion for delivering excellence. Reach out to us at crm@inogic.com, and together, let's transform possibilities into reality. All right. So before thinking of this exciting webinar, I have a very simple poll for you. Now, I can see a lot of audience for today's webinar, and I'm really curious to know what sparked your interest in registering for today's webinar. So on your screen, you might get a poll right, right now. I request you to please cast your vote, or whether you were curious to know about the business process checklist, in need of a Microsoft Playbook alternative, whether you want to learn and improve your own knowledge, or if any other, please comment. Do let me know about your responses, because this will really help me shape my webinar content for you. Oh, great. Curious to know more about business process. Perfect. So a clear winner here for me. Curious to know more about our business process checklist solutions. So thank you. I just close this poll. Thank you so much for casting your answers. Great. So today we have got a lot when I say in store for you. We'll begin by diving into the challenges that you might be facing with your day-to-day activities, and explore the best plan of action to tackle them head on. After that, we will deep dive into the importance of the playbooks in the CRM to supercharge your productivity. But that's not all. We have also got something very special for you, uh, for a live demonstration of the remarkable features of our business process checklist solution. And we will also be addressing most of your doubts through the FAQs and the Q&A session, of course, with the help of the chat window. So let's see, in many organizations, there are various tasks that needs to be completed regularly. It may be daily, weekly, monthly, or even for that matter, yearly. Now, despite using and leveraging the Microsoft Dynamics CRM, many organizations probably have struggled with effectively adopting and utilizing the CRM system. Alongside this challenge, most of the organizations also face difficulties in managing or maintaining consistent implementation of their business processes. Now, through my conversations with prospects and customers, a common issue that I have noticed is the lack of the standardized processes. Now, let me illustrate this with a real life example. During a discussion with one of our customers, the customer was being represented by the sales manager, and he expressed the dissatisfaction with how his sales executives were handling the lead nurturing processes. Now, despite receiving a steady flow of leads, the team was struggling to close the deals. And not just closing the deals, there were instances of tasks, which is like follow-ups, being missed when the particular team member was unavailable. Now, as an alternative, the sales manager tried advising the team to follow some predefined task, but he was in a desperate look for a solution that would enforce the best practices. That's where more effectively the concept of playbook actually comes into the play. So what's a playbook? Now, if you ask me, a playbook from my perspective serves as a guidelines or a guidebook for an organization's best practices and enforce compliances. Along with some recommended responses to various situations, it definitely acts as a set of rules or guidelines that a user can follow to ensure consistency and, of course, mitigate the risk. So, enforcing the compliances, mitigating the risk, that's where the playbooks will be very useful. Now, let me share some interesting numbers related to playbook to highlight its impact and importance. The playbooks have proven to be to boost the user productivity by an astonishing 30 to 50%, resulting in a 15% increase in the internal rate of returns and a very encouraging 70% rise in the project success rate. Impressive, right? So when you incorporate playbooks into your processes, you can anticipate a range of advantages. They definitely bring in increased productivity. They help automate complex tasks, reduce the need for manual work, and significantly improve the overall efficiency. With that being said, let's take a closer look at some of the key features offered by our business process checklist solution. The business process checklist is a very powerful tool designed specifically for the dynamic CRM users, and it serves as a valuable aid for simplifying and enforcing business specific playbook guidelines. Think of it as a one-stop solution to ensure smooth and consistent execution of the best practices within your team. With business process checklist, the managers can create a step-by-step plans that outline the exact procedures the team members should follow. Now, this ensures that everyone is on the same page and adhering to the most effective strategies. The best part is you can seamlessly integrate these plans into the out-of-box business process flow. But don't worry, if you prefer a more tailored approach, you can also utilize custom groups in our solution, and I'll make sure to explain that in detail during our demonstration. One of the key advantages of using the business process checklist is that it allows you to set up various activities and actionable items. Now, this includes automating tasks such as sending emails, creating phone calls, or even integrating your own custom activities to suit your business needs. Now, once the plan and the activities are in place, the user can easily access and follow the predefined plan step by step, making their day-to-day tasks more structured and more efficient. Not only that, but both the managers and the users can track the progress of their activities throughout the day. This means they can stay updated on the completed tasks, the tasks that are overdue, and even the ongoing activities, enabling better visibility and, of course, the accountability. With that being said, let's deep dive into a live demonstration of the business process checklist solution, where we will explore most of the features that I mentioned in the action. We will also see firsthand how this tool can streamline your business processes and enhance the productivity across the board. Now, for today's webinar, I have already installed, activated, and configured the business process checklist with a few plans. So let me switch from my presentation to my CRM window. So here's my CRM window, and as you can see, I have logged in as Sam. Let's say hypothetically, Sam, which is currently represented by me, is a part of the sales team. Fine. So let's see the business process checklist in action. Let me create a lead with the lead source as a web. Now, as you can see on the screen, I've just got a new lead present right here. I've just filled up some topic, the first name, last name, which is basically my name, and I'm going to make the lead source as a web. Now, why I'm selecting the lead source as web is because it is something which I have kept for the configuration part as well. So when we look into the configuration of the business process checklist, I'm sure you'll get a more of gist of why I'm selecting a particular lead source. So just to give you a heads up, basis on the lead source, there will be something which will be happening right here under the business process checklist. So I have taken a couple of use cases for today where a lead is generated with a lead source as a web. And in the next part of the demonstration, I'll be creating a lead with the lead source as a partner. So there will be certain steps that needs to be taken by the user basis on the lead source, and that's what the whole part of the demonstration is. So let me just create a new lead. I've just filled in with the topic, interested in a Kanban board, one of the very nice visualization apps offered by Inogic. So let me just go ahead and hit on save. Now, ideally, what happens in the real world? Let's say we start creating a lead when someone shows an interest in our product or a service. Then we take a more personal approach by sending an introductory mail. Following that, we definitely engage in a series of thoughtful follow-ups with the lead, which are again done manually to nurture the relationships. Then probably we might go in a demonstration call. Now, the purpose of this call is definitely to show the value of our offerings, and we want our lead to activate the solution, to activate the trial license. So once the trial license is activated, we might want to go ahead, finalize the terms and conditions, keep my fingers crossed, and finalize the order so that the entire end-to-end cycle happens. Now, it's important to know that each organization operates differently. So we understand that there is no one size fits all approach. However, with our business process checklist, we empower you to create tailored plans that align perfectly with your organization's unique way of functioning. Now, nothing has happened on screen, so let me just refresh the screen for a second, and you will notice some magic right here in this business process checklist section. Some magic is cooking up right here, and here it is. So you may observe that the business process checklist has got something. It has got a work plan, great. It has got qualified, develop, propose, closing, and some of the steps on the actions associated right here. And you may also observe that an automation has already been initiated. An email with an introduction has already been sent to my lead. Now, the biggest advantage of using this automation is that we can make your sales effort more efficient and more successful. Great. So now let's observe this. The steps are automatically created, and you will observe that all these steps have been attached to the record automatically. Now we have qualified, we have developed, we have proposed, we have closed. But what are these? Why are they even present here? Now you will find a striking similarity of qualify, develop, propose, and close with the out of box business process flow with the same stages, whether it's qualify, develop, propose, and close. So the idea over here is when you say I have to qualify, you as an organization, you as a manager can set that, to complete the qualify, you need to complete these three steps, whether it's sending of the introduction, plus you can automate that sending introduction, but I need to get some purchase process time frame, budget, get some requirement gathering, discovery call. When you complete all these three steps, only then you can move to develop and go ahead for the steps that are defined in the develop stage. So imagine the entire standard operating procedure of your organization can be put up in a steps, and even if a newcomer joins your organization, all he needs to do is just follow these as a bible, and he would be effective probably from right from the day one itself. Wow. Let's go ahead. First things first, if you notice, currently the set purchase process and time frame and budget is highlighted in blue color, which means this is the step that needs to be performed right now. Now, somehow I observe or I get the purchase process or the time frame and the budget of the lead. So all I can do is just complete this, refresh it, and then you'll be going ahead with the requirement gathering or the discovery call. So one of the best steps is before I go to the set purchase process time frame and budget, I need to complete the send introduction. And before I go to requirement gathering or the discovery call, I need to complete the purchase process. So every step over here is dependent on the previous step. So before you complete the previous step, you really cannot move to the next one. So compliance, one of the features that we had discussed in adhering to the compliances can be easily achieved with our solution, the business process checklist. Great. So let me just move to the next one. What I'm going to do right now is I just duplicate this tab for my better understanding. And I'm going to say, hey, this is finished right here. And now I need to go ahead and finish off this part. But I have also introduced a concept of the timer over here. Now, the timer, in simple words, the timer means that we know as a standard operating procedure, some things needs time to be completed. For example, once I get the lead. Now, this is just a hypothetical example for this particular um, demonstration. That once a lead is generated, you have to wait minimum for 24 hours before you go ahead and for a requirement gathering or a discovery call. Now, this is just a hypothetical example. This may vary as per the business use cases as well. Great. So let me just go ahead and let me say, I'm just going to go ahead and qualify this particular lead. So it's going to go ahead and the CRM is going to kick in. It's going to create a account. It's going to create a contact for me. So by the time this is getting processed, I just want to show you an interesting fact. So here's, I'll be now moving to the opportunity part. Great. So let me come back where I had opened up this lead and let me just refresh this lead. Now, notice the timer that I had mentioned, and if you notice, since I've already qualified that particular lead, now I'm going to get for the develop part as well. So I can go ahead for getting the customer requirements. Once I complete the get customer requirements, I can go ahead and create the proposal and so on. So a compliance and one by one stepping of each actions can be easily achieved with this solution. Great. So now as a manager, you can completely define the steps that you want your team members to follow. Now, I particularly remember one case where one of my customers had onboarded a new sales team member. Now, as I was mentioning, once you onboard a new team member, he can become effective very quickly. So far so good, right? Let's take it to the next level. Now, as mentioned earlier, all these records, whether it's introduction, client needs, requirement, all these records are attached, all these activities are attached to this record. Now, however, as a sales team member, I might be working on multiple records. So is there a way I can see my to-do list? What are the activities that I need to finish off today? Well, certainly yes. Let me switch to my business process checklist tab. So currently I was under the sales hub. I have opened up my business process checklist in a different browser. However, it's the same name in which I have logged in. And let me switch to my plan step items. Now, as you can see, I have got all the items as a user that I need to take care of. And we have also provided with a view which is my day, and my day looks something like this. So get customer requirements of this particular client. That is my day. Now that's because right now I am under the get customer requirements. So once I finish this off, a create proposal would be available right here. Now, as a sales representative, if I get all my items that I need to work on, it is a really great a feature to have. However, let's talk about the real-time scenario. So as you can see, today I need to complete this off. However, a customer is a customer, and a customer might be busy on a given day. So what I can do is, if I reach out to him, let's say via email or via a phone call, or for that matter, Teams, message and he says, you know what, I am super busy today. Can we make it tomorrow? So all I need to do is just hit on here and set the due date to 26th and it will be taken care of. So that's how easy it is, in which way I can actually manage all of my cards, and so easy to work with all of my open activities. Now, right now, what we saw was a lead that was coming from a website. Now, however, let me switch back, and let's say that you have to perform a separate set of actions if the lead is coming from a different source, let's say a partner. So I have got another lead open right here, and I have got Mr. Sheldon Cooper, who is interested in click to clone, one of our offerings as well. And now what I'm going to do is, before saving on this particular lead, I'm going to change the lead source to a partner. And once it is done, I'm just going to go ahead and hit on save. So the way we saw in the previous case, a certain set of actions will be available under the business process checklist in a few moments of time. So let me just try to refresh this. And the magic continues. It's going to load something for me. And here are my stages right now. So whether it is partner call, partner training, partner follow-up, and so on. So I have created a completely different plan for the leads that are generated with the partner lead source. So if you observe, the first major difference you would notice is that I don't have any kind of dependencies or any kind of similarities with the out-of-box business process flows. So in the previous case, it was linked with my out-of-box business process flow, but currently these are completely independent as per my requirements. So let's see what I need to do. Also, if you observe, the steps are not interdependent. Now, this means that I just need to complete these three steps. The sequence of these steps are really not important. Now, that makes a lot of sense. Now, why I say it makes a lot of sense is because, let's say I've got Sheldon Cooper in, and fortunately, he turns out to be an old friend or an acquaintance of mine. So all I need to do is just pick up my call Sheldon. Hey Sheldon, this is Ninad here. How are you? And can we have a quick call? So I can actually complete the kickoff call in the first step, and then talk about, preparing a comprehensive welcome package and then creating a great impression and so on. So the steps, the sequences in this case are not interdependent. Perfect. So how do we do this? So to do that, well, let me just go back and let me open up my business process checklist so that I can show you how easy it is to configure. So here are my plans, and here are the two plans that were responsible for generating the steps. The first one was the lead nurturing, which you may observe it is the plan execution type is of the process. And the second one was the partner onboarding, which is the plan execution type was a checklist. Great. So let's see one by one what goes into the lead nurturing. So within the lead nurturing plan, I've just given it a name, the plan type, the plan execution type is process. The priority is definitely one. Now, here I have kept the priority order as one. Now, this priority order comes in really handy when you are creating multiple plans against the same entity. So as you may have observed, I do have a couple of plans for the lead entity. So which one will be taking the priority, that can be defined with the priority order. So every time a lead is created, our solution is going to check the priority order, lead nurturing. Now, within the lead nurturing, we have also provided with the fetch XML, where we have applied the condition, that is the lead source must be web. So if the lead that is being created satisfies this condition, then the steps mentioned in this plan will be automatically associated. However, if the condition doesn't satisfy with the lead that is being created, it's going to look for a plan with the priority order, which is number second, and so on. So in this way, we can actually associate multiple plans with the same entity. Perfect. So let me just go to the before I go to the manage steps. Now, as you may observe, the manage steps here are completely locked because the plan is already published. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit on revise so that I can actually see some of the steps. Now, before I go to manage steps, I also want you to observe a couple of things, whether you want to associate it with the existing business process flow or if you want to associate it with the custom group. So if I see, as you may have noticed, I have selected the business process flow and I have selected the appropriate business process flow name, which is basically lead to opportunity sales process. That is why my steps were like qualify, develop, propose, and close. So let's go to the manage steps. And here's within my qualify, I want to complete the three steps, which is send introduction, the client needs, and the requirements. So as you may have observed, when we were creating the lead, we got that qualify, send introduction, client needs, and requirement gathering. That's because we have mentioned the same steps over here. And not just that, we can also go ahead and associate an action from right here itself. So whether you want to send an email, what should be the email template, whatever the option that you want, we can actually go ahead and we can select the appropriate steps. Now, just like lead nurturing, if I go back to my partner onboarding, it looks very, very similar. However, you may observe a couple of differences. In the previous case, the plan execution type was process. Here it is checklist. And in the previous case, it was business process flow, but right now it's a custom group. So once you define it as a custom group, then you can create your own stages and each stage can have its own set of actions. So again, all this is disabled because my plan is already published. So let me just hit on revise. And here's all of my stages where I can also add a new stage and with a new group, and within each group I can also add steps, which is creating a need assessment, preparing a comprehensive welcome package, schedule the kickoff call. These all were the options that we actually saw when the lead was created with a partner source. So what is the difference between a process type of plan and a checklist type of plan? So as you may have observed right here, we had the process or the checklist. Fundamentally, when it comes to the process type, the steps are interdependent. So you can't go to the second step before you complete the first step. However, with checklist, there is no such interdependency. That's the fundamental difference between the process and the checklist. Great. So with all this being said, this is really, as I can imagine, there's a comprehensive capability with the business process checklist. Needless to say, if I would actually go ahead and invite most of you to download a fully functional trial with all the features in the functionalities available out here. Configure the solution as per your business use cases. Should you require any assistance from our end, I am just one email away. Just drop in your requirements at crm@inogic.com and I will be extremely happy to pick it up. Great. So with that being said, let me just go to the next one, which is with all of these features that we discussed right now, which business process checklist feature do you believe is the most beneficial to your organization? So again, I just want your quick answer on a poll that I have launched right now, whether it is automating, advising team members, defining team actions, standardizing the best practices and team actions, or track the progress of all of these tasks. Define team actions and use plans for business. That's a clear winner right now. Great. So, automating advising team members on the next one. Perfect. So, through that, with all the features and functionalities, it really becomes very difficult to select a particular feature, and I completely agree. However, let me just close this particular poll and give you the clear winner as a defined team actions and use plans for customers. Great. So with that, let me switch back to my presentation. The business process checklist is supported on the Microsoft Dynamics version 9.1 and above. And of course, for Microsoft Dataverse, it can be deployed on Dynamics 365 online. Now, before I open the floor for the Q&A session, let me walk you through the frequently asked questions that I generally encounter during the prospects and the customers interaction. So what is the difference between a process type of plan and a checklist type of plan? So I think I just mentioned it a few moments back. It's all about the interdependency. With a process type of plan, the steps are interdependent. With the checklist type of plan, the steps are completely independent. Uh, is the business process checklist compatible across devices? Definitely, yes. We do leverage the dynamic CRM. So whether we are talking about the desktop, laptop, tablet, mobile, it works seamlessly. Does it work with Microsoft Dataverse? Yes, it definitely works with the Dataverse. Then the next one is, can I configure plans for my users for custom entity? For custom entity, yes, you can. And finally, how to get started? Well, as I had mentioned a few moments back, you can download the latest solution from the Microsoft AppSource, or you can also download it from our website, www.inogic.com. Download it, go ahead, try to configure the solutions as per your business use cases. Should you face any issues, just one email away. The email is on your screen right now, crm@inogic.com. If you want a one-on-one demonstration, especially with your business use cases, again, just drop an email. I'll be very happy to pick it up and assist you further. With that being said, the floor is all yours. Please use the chat window if you have any questions, and I'll be extremely happy to take them. Oh, so I've got a question. Will you be assisting with the configuration of the business? Oh, definitely yes. Um, I would love to assist you in configuring the business process checklist as per your use cases, as per your business use cases, to be more precise. A lovely cost. So just give us some time. Post this webinar, I'll definitely share the price list, the pricing of business process checklist with you in a separate email. Yes, what will it cost? I just give us a few hour, maybe 1 hour maximum post this webinar. I'll be very happy to share the pricing of the business process checklist with you. No worries. In case if you have any more questions, you can shoot an email anytime. on crm@inogic.com. I'll pick it up and I'll revert back on the email itself with the the the, the queries. And oh, you're most welcome. You're most welcome. I just got a chat. Thank you. So most welcome. Great. So I also want to take one moment to inform that we are going to be a part of a couple of conferences. So let's catch up. So we are available at the Microsoft Power Platform conferences, which is from October 3rd to 5th, Las Vegas, with booth number 102. So if you are there around October 3rd to 5th in the Microsoft Power Platform conference, do visit our booth, booth number 102. And in case if you're planning to go for community summit, which is in between 15th to 20th of October, we would be available on booth number 1429. So in case if you're planning to visit booth number 102 for Microsoft Power Platform conferences, and booth number 1429 for the community summit. Would love to catch up with you. And with that, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for joining with us today. I truly enjoyed the opportunity to be your presenter and share our business process checklist solution with you. I sincerely hope that you found the session engaging and informative. I encourage you to share your valuable feedback with us. We highly, highly value your input and look forward to hearing from you very soon. Before we part our ways,